Hello beautiful weebs and welcome to another video. Today, Otaku Sensei will be recommending the top 10 magic action anime with an overpowered main character. If you are new and happen to enjoy this sort of content, then please don't forget to subscribe as well as turn on the notification bell. And for the people who are already subbed and like the video before it actually starts, know that we appreciate you. And it would be great if you guys would follow me on Twitter, since I post small recommendations and update stuff there. Anyway, let's start the video. We kickstart this list with Isekai Cheat Magician. Taichi Nishimura and Rin Azuma are two ordinary high school students who also happen to be childhood friends. On the way to school, a magic circle appears beneath their feet, and Taichi and Rin both get mysteriously transported to another world called Altia. While trying to grasp their current situation, they get attacked by a vicious monster. Luckily, a group of adventurers come to their aid and rescues them. After arriving at a nearby town, they decide to enroll as adventurers themselves. While enrolling, they discover that they possess incredibly powerful magic and physical prowess. Thus, their adventure begins as the most powerful cheat magicians. However, as Taichi is forced to discover, his presence in Altia was willed by a mysterious woman who wishes to use his power to control the fate of the world. Moving down to number 9, we have Wode ni Tian Shenchi. The story starts like this. One day, while being attacked, Chen Tian unintentionally invokes an artifact called Xiao Bai that protects him from a terrible fate. After this, he finds himself on a battlefield where he'll fight alongside several other people like him, able to invoke artifacts. In 8th place, we have Fairy Gone. In the aftermath of the War of Unification, all the nations of the continent of Eastland are forcefully united under a single ruler. During the war, special soldiers were implanted with fairy organs, allowing them to summon powerful fairies to fight under their command. These soldiers were dubbed fairy soldiers and used by all sides. However, 9 years after the end of the war, conflict still remains as rogue fairy soldiers and criminals take advantage of the post-war instability. To combat this threat, the government agent Dorothy is formed, whose sole purpose is to combat illegal fairy users. One of Dorothy's newest recruits, Marlia, teams up with the veteran fairy soldiers and Dorothy operative Free in hopes of tracking down her long-lost childhood friend Veronica, who is now an illegal fairy soldier working for an unknown organization looking to recover an artifact dubbed the Black Fairy Tome. In 7th place, we have Divine Gate. The Legend of the Divine Gate is a story told to young children that depicts the merging of the living world, the heavens, and the underworld. Adapters, people born with unique elemental abilities, gifted to them from the union of these worlds, formed from the World Council, an organization which controls the chaos of the gate by portraying its legend as nothing more than a myth. These adapters train in a special academy owned by the World Council that allows the students to hone their skills. Alto, a teenage boy with exceptional water powers and a tragic past, rejects the offer to join the academy numerous times until he is successfully pressured by the energetic wind user Midori and stubborn fire user Akane. Together, the World Council and their mysterious leader Arthur, they seek out the gate in the hopes of uncovering the truth. But in order to reach their goals, they must unite and overcome their own despair while dealing with behind-the-scene mischief. In 6th place, we have The 8th Son? Are you kidding me? Shingo 𝐼ᴇʟᴄᴏ was once a single Japanese salaryman, until the day he fell asleep and woke up in a magical fantasy world as a young boy named Wendelin von Benno Baumeister, the 8th son of the noble Baumeister family. Due to his family being poor, Wendelin is unlikely to inherit anything from his father as the family's noble title. Wealth and possessions will go to his eldest brother, Kurt, while the rest of his brothers leave the succession to find income by other means. He looks through his father's library and finds a magic testing orb that glows with rainbow colors when he activates it, proving he has an ability to use magic. Alfred, a former court wizard turned restless undead, senses his presence and decides to secretly teach Wendelin everything he knows about magic. Thanks to Alfred, Wendelin becomes a skilled swordsman and mage, lending him to become a famous adventurer known throughout the kingdom. In 5th place, we have Saga of Tanya the Evil. In 2013 of modern-era Tokyo, an unnamed atheist Japanese salaryman, in the moment of being murdered by a disgruntled subordinate whom he had fired due to poor performance at work, is confronted by an entity that declares itself to be God, who condemns the salaryman for not having faith. The salaryman disbelieves in its existence, criticizes its various statements from his perspective as an atheist, and mockingly terms it Being X. The entity decides to reincarnate the salaryman into a world where he would face sufficiently difficult circumstances to turn to Being X for help. The salaryman is reborn as Tanya Degurachov, an orphan girl in an alternate reality's equivalent of Imperial Germany, known as the Empire, in which World War I dragged on into the 1920s. According to Being X, if Tanya either does not die of natural death or refuses to have faith in it, her soul will leave the cycle of reincarnation and will be sent to hell for the countless sins that Tanya has committed in her previous life. In search for an escape, Tanya decides to join the Empire's Mage Corps and fight in the war, hoping to reach a high enough rank as fast as possible to remain far from the battlefield, and in this way avoid the risk of being killed. Even if she's now forced to speak with a young girl's lips, Tanya soon turns into a ruthless soldier who prioritizes efficiency and her own career over anything else, even the lives of those beneath her, especially those that get on her bad side. Coming down to number 4, we have Demon Lord Retry. Akira Ono is an ordinary working adult who manages the MMORPG Infinity game. 15 years after creating the game, Ono decides to shut the servers down once and for all. However, as the clock strikes midnight, he somehow finds himself in the body of middle-aged Hakudo Kunai, Infinity Game's Demon Lord. Soon after his mysterious transportation, he witnesses the demon Grail chasing after a little girl named Aku. Although he effortlessly dispatches the creature, Hakudo is still concerned. After all, he does not remember creating the girl or the demon. Doubting whether he is truly in the world of his creation, Hakudo decides to investigate. Bringing Aku along as his guide and companion, Hakudo sets out on a journey to find out exactly who or what summoned him into this fantasy world, all while leaving chaos and destruction in his wake. In third place, we have high school prodigies have it easy in another world. 7 Japanese high school students enjoy international renown for their remarkable talents. One day, these friends survive a plane crash only to find themselves in the medieval fantasy world of 𝐶rigard, where 2 human races live side by side in the feudal society. The Byuma, who have animal features and formidable strength, and the Huma, who have a small chance of magical aptitude. After being rescued by the Byuma, Winona and her adopted elven daughter Lyrule, the group pledges to use their advanced skills and knowledge to pay back the people of Elm Village for their hospitality and find a way to return back home. Tsukasa Mikogami, the Prime Minister of Japan, acts as the leader of these young geniuses and organizes their efforts to intervene in 𝐶rigard and gather the information and resources necessary for achieving their goals. Believing that there is a connection between their current situation and an ancient legend about 7 heroes from another world who defeat an evil dragon, Tsukasa directs the others to learn about the culture around them and search for any clues leading them back to Earth. But he also gives another instruction, to take it nice and easy, lest they ruin this world by giving it their all. In second place, we have 𝐵ōfury. Urged on by her friend, Kaede Honjo begins playing the VR MMORPG New World Online under the name Maple. Not wanting to get hurt, Maple opts to be a shield user with maxed out defense stats, and continues putting every status point she earns into the game into increasing only her defense level. As a result, she is left with slow foot speed and no magic. But her high defense allows her to endure most hits without taking any damage. This, along with her basic level creative thinking, allows for her to make unexpected accomplishments in the game, its quests, and events. By doing this, she ends up earning all kinds of equally unexpected skills and becomes one of the strongest players in the game. And we'll finish off this list with Absolute Duo at number 1. Individuals who can materialize weapons from their soul are called Blazers, and they attend Koryu Academy High School in order to harness their abilities. Each student is required to partner with another in the hopes that one day the pair can attain the power of Absolute Duo. Toru Kokonoe hopes to attend this academy in order to gain power after his sister and friends were slain by a mysterious man. However, at the opening ceremony, he is forced to duel against the person sitting next to him, with the loser being expelled. As Toru prepares to give the match his all, it is not a weapon that manifests from his soul, but a shield, an irregularity which catches the attention of a foreign student named Julie Sigtuna. This video ends here, and I want to especially thank you to all of those people who support me through Patreon and channel membership. Also, make sure to follow Sensei on social media for update-related stuff. Hope you enjoyed this list, as well as got introduced to new shows. If you did, then leave a like, share with your buddies, and always subscribe and turn on notifications. Until next time, try to keep the comments section wholesome.